Going back to the social media stocks, let's take a look at that Groupon chart again, which, as we said earlier, has hit new lows. And here, I think, with all the kinks worked out, is Benjamin Pimenthal from MarketWatch. How you doing?
Good.
So I don't know if you heard my ramblings earlier, but I was talking about how, these stocks, when they came to market, were much hyped, were eagerly anticipated by investors, and since then, the stocks have all fluttered. What's happened?
That's true. Well, Facebook also hit a new low today after hitting a low yesterday. Clearly, the one factor, as my story stated, is the lockup expiration of many of the shares that were not on the open market before, during the IPO, and that's creating more concern. There's already been concern about some of these companies, including Facebook, in terms of their ability to grow their business. That those concerns are even greater for Groupon. But the fact that there will be more shares out there, which is hurting the stock price, is clearly a major worry for many investors.
Now, obviously, the expiration of the lockups is not surprising. That's what happens with every IPO, and this was well choreographed by their various IPO filings, which leads me to my next question: is have the fundamentals for these companies really changed, or is it just a perception by Wall Street and investors on what to expect from them that has changed?
That is the argument of one analyst who still is maintaining a buy rating on Facebook and has a price target of about 35. That this was really a lot of media hype is affecting this. I guess it depends.
So you're part of the problem then, Benjamin. Is that what you're saying? You're part of the problem? Just kidding. Obviously, I'm just kidding.
But for Facebook, for Facebook, there's always been a question about their ability to grow beyond display ads. Even the company itself, during the IPO, the pre-IPO process, has stated that their ability to grow revenue in mobile, for instance, which is a very important segment, is untested or unproven. For Groupon, the questions are much more serious in terms of the question about their business model. But so in terms of the sentiment on the social media sector in general, clearly the Facebook's controversial IPO and what has happened since then has affected sentiment overall on that sector.
And what type of impact does this have for future stocks, such as maybe Twitter, which has not had an IPO yet?
Right. So that's one thing that analysts have been noting, especially when it comes to the issue of the lockup period. Some analysts have criticized Facebook for having a fairly short period of about 90 days for this first wave. There'll be other waves later. So there are analysts and observers of the IPO market who are saying, that's one thing that would-be IPO investors should watch.
Well, it was something that we will be watching, and we'll be interested to see how it plays out. Thanks a lot, Benjamin, for coming in. Sorry about the earlier technical difficulties.